Hey girlies, welcome to a Life Designed by Her podcast. My name is Madeline. I am an entrepreneur, lifestyle vlogger, content creator, and of course, your host. I am so excited to bring you along this journey to help you tap into your feminine side and design the life you desire to have because you deserve it and are worthy of it. So, welcome to the first official episode on my podcast, A Life Designed by Her. So in this episode, we are going to be talking about transition from your late 20s into your 30s, the end of an era. And I just want to quickly shout out to my 90s babies because I'm dedicating this episode to you, to us, because honestly, it's us. We're the ones who are going through it right now. So let's get into it. Rewind back a bit, right? Let's talk about when I first hit 26. Because honestly, this is when it first hit me. I was literally like, holy shit. I am literally less than 4 years away now to turning 30. Like officially the countdown has started. Because let's get one thing clear. Once you are done with school, it's like time just travels 10 times faster. Like, honestly, I could have sworn I was just 21. And now I'm over here 26. Like, where did the time go? So at the moment, I literally started panicking, worrying about if I had enough time to achieve all these goals of mine before turning 30. Because yet again, our goals compared to men, it's just like, it's ridiculous. And when I say ridiculous, I mean that it's just completely different. Because for us women, right, we want to land a successful job or become a successful online business owner or a successful creator and then get engaged, have our wedding, get married, buy a house, and get out of the city of where you grew up because we also want to break generation curses by not raising our kids in the same bad areas that we grew up in. You also too want to travel the world before actually starting a family. But then also too, you have to do this before hitting 35 because anything after 35 and having a kid is considered high risk pregnancy. And pretty much anything after the age of 40 becomes just extremely more high risk, but also too very complicated to even have kids. And let's be real, like who really wants to have kids at the age of 40? Because now this means that you're going to be a lot older raising teenagers. And ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody wants to do that. I mean, listen, there's some people out there that's doing it, that's done it. And I mean, kudos to you, but I'm talking about for the girls who get it because this is my POV. I genuinely want to be young as possible as I can to raise my kids. Like I still want to look young and beautiful and just like lively. And then for men, it's just really about making money and then buying a house and having kids whenever because for guys there's really no time stamp of for when they can or can't have kids. So, like, seriously, why is this like this? Like, I find this so unfair that this is our reality compared to men. I feel like that the pandemic robbed me of 2 years. Well, matter of fact, not even me, because this did not happen to only me. This happened to all of us. The pandemic robbed us of 2 years. And honestly, I think that this is why, maybe not just me, but we feel like, we went from a 0 to 100 real quick with, like really tapping into our late 20s because this is like, for those 2 years, our life was like at a pause while nature kept naturing and time kept timing. Like, isn't that crazy? Like, that is something that we can all relate to, that like the pandemic stole 2 years from us, okay? Like not just you and me, but in the entire world, we were all at a pause for about 2 years. Like this is literally some BS. But okay, I'm not the one to dread and dwell on the things that we can't change, the things that we can't control, because clearly this was something that was out of our control. And honestly, aging is inevitable. So I don't want to dwell on things that we can't change, but just more so laugh about it because it is funny. Because at the end of the day, life does, and life continues to life us, and we just have to deal with it and just really just try our best to have fun with the situation, to laugh about it, and just continue focusing on the present. Anyways, going back to where my headspace was at that time. Like I had mentioned, I was really thinking about, my goals and how I felt like I had such little time to fulfill all these goals of mine. And so in that moment, I started to realize like, wait, I gotta like start planning to perfection. I gotta make sure that I can at least make some of, some of the things, some of the things possible. Had a serious conversation with my partner, right? Like I sat him down. I was like, listen, this is the time we got left. How can we make sure that our goals are in alignment and that we can achieve these things before hitting our 30s, or at least achieving them within our early 30s, right? And so I'm just grateful that we were both on the same page, because we really made a strategic plan about what we were going to do in the next couple years. And honestly, I think that's also to an important conversation that, if you do have a partner, like you are having those conversations, with them, because like you guys are one, you guys are together. And I know some of those goals as well as for us females, it really involves with our partners. So it's kind of like, how can we do this together? How can we help each other, reach these goals of ours? Having that conversation definitely made me feel a lot better. And that was pretty much it. Like my 26 was definitely about me freaking out and me feeling anxious about the little time that I had left, having a huge breakdown, but also to strategically planning with my partner. But when I turned 27, I had a completely different experience compared to my 26. I had like a different awakening period. This was more like a mellow experience. Like instead of feeling afraid and anxious, I started to feel like blank, if that even makes sense. Like the sense of new freshness. It really just felt like I woke up one day and I just kind of like let go of the old version of me. I let go of the girl in me and I really stepped into like womanhood. Like I felt like a woman when I woke up. I don't know who can relate to this, but this is literally how I can describe it. And when I mean like I started to feel like a woman, it's because my mindset started shifting. I started to have different views. I started to have different priorities. Like even my sense and my style like started changing into a little bit more modesty and more like casual, more like kind of like sophisticated grown woman kind of style. Like I didn't really feel comfortable anymore sharing so much of my skin, or I didn't really want to wear clothes that showed a lot of skin because I felt like I'm a grown woman, and I mean it's fine because there's a lot of women out there, that still feel comfortable doing that, and that's completely fine, right? Like that's your style, that's your brand. But for me, I started to kind of like shift a little bit in terms of what I thought, or what really started making me feel comfortable, and as well as an expression of how I started to feeling on the inside really started reflecting on the outside. And so, I started to change in my style too. My goals as well started to change. I felt more calmness and like the sense of content and ease and acceptance and like the sense of joy and just gratitude. I just felt like I had this different persona. Like even the way that I carried myself, or like the way that I walked, I just felt I had a different energy surrounding me. I felt more invested in learning about myself, learning about my feminine side, about how to really become the woman that I envision myself being. And just overall, really taking care of myself, like really tapping into the whole self care and healthy habits, wellness. It really felt like if all the things that I once worried about when I was 26 completely just vanished. Like I was just like, I don't care. Like I really just don't care anymore. And my mindset shifted to kind of like, things will happen when they happen, because at the end of the day, like God's timing is always perfect. God's plan for me is better than the plans that I have for myself. And I'm not looking to move fast anymore. I'm just looking to move slow and to be in the moment, be present physically, but also to mentally. Like I'm no longer rushing. I'm no longer, looking to succeed so quickly and to, rush to the top anymore. Like I'm just about slow and steady and just being content and just really feeling like my best self and just owning the years that my young years, because yet again I'm still not married, right? I don't have kids yet, like, so I'm just really enjoying this moment, enjoying this, enjoying my space, enjoying my alone time, figuring out who I am, figuring out, my new interests and my new hobbies, and the type of people that I want to surround myself with, um the things that I want to do on the weekends now, right? Because now my weekends look different. I don't want to go out, I don't want to party, I don't really even want to drink anymore. Like I'm more into like a mocktail, I'm more into like matcha, like tea, like that is the type of vibe that I am. Like, just the thought of alcohol is like, like I'll probably have a couple drinks, but I don't want it to get to the point where it's just like I'm, like I don't feel good, because that whole hungover like being hungover sucks. It's not good. It's not a good feeling, right? Or just even being in a place with just loud music that I can't even have a conversation with somebody. Like I just can't. Like that's just not my vibe anymore. That's not who I am anymore, right? Like I'm really stepping into this new era, this new version of myself. Like I'm evolving, and that's really was kind of like my awakening entering my 27. And I feel like now I'm in a space where I have a little bit more understanding, right, of who I am, my interests and my hobbies, and who I want to surround myself with. But I'm still leaving the door open, right, to new things, to new ideas, to new changes, because I understand that we're constantly evolving, and I don't want to either close myself, from any new things, or from trying new things, or even opportunities as well. I'm in this era of just enjoying long, quiet mornings and drinking my tea and my matcha. Really installing and practicing good, healthy habits. Focusing on, my wealth. Focusing on, just overall being healthy, and not, you know, so drilled into you like losing weight and my physical appearance, but more so how I feel on the inside. Even cooking more at home, right? Because that was kind of like one of those things that I kind of like leaned away a little bit too, I guess, within the past years, where it's just focusing on like just really buying just way too much Uber Eats, right? And now I'm just really stepping into my feminine side, and like really embracing cooking, because also too it's a form of self-love, it's a form of self-care as well, right? Not just, cooking for myself, but cooking for, my partner, because he does work a lot and has a crazy, 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 crazy shift. Crazy work life, right? That's the cop life there for you. But and just overall really listening to myself, listening to my body, not overdoing it. Like obviously I set goals for the day, and if I can achieve them all, great. But if I really genuinely can't, then I'm not going to push myself anymore, to get things done. Like it's okay, like I'll leave it to the next day. Like I feel like we stress so much on, having these perfect days and having these perfect goals and getting them done every single day, right? But it's just like when we live in that go, go, go mindset, go, go, go setting, like we're not in tune with ourselves. We're not in tune with the moment. We're not being present at all. We're not even giving ourselves time to just do nothing and just enjoy doing nothing. Like sometimes, like I've really been in my whole do nothing stage. Like I can honestly just procrastinate and just think about the randomest stuff, or just now in my era of watching Sex in the City, and like I've been enjoying that. Like I've really been enjoying that, and it's okay, because I understand that I don't get those days every day, right? Like it's just here and there, once in a blue moon, that I may feel like that. It's just kind of like, okay, well, if this is how I feel, I'm just going to tap into that and just enjoy that current feeling that I'm having, right? um so that's really like the vibes. That's really the era that I'm in right now. I'm just I just feel so happy and so content. Like just I'm in a better place now, mentally and physically. And so overall, I do hope that if you are in that stage of worry and anxiousness, know that it will pass, and know that you're still so young and there's still so much more time left There's no such thing as having a perfect timing. There's no such thing as achieving things early or achieving things late. Like, it will happen when it will happen in God's perfect timing, right? Like, we don't know what that perfect timing look like. Only God knows. And his plans, trust me, his plans are better than the plans that we have for ourselves. Take a step back and just learn to enjoy the journey. Enjoy the moment. Enjoy being present, or more so learn how to be present, right? Because that's something that a lot of people struggle with, but a lot of people don't even know how to be present. And stop focusing so much on the future. Just learn to kind of like just let it go. Take a deep breath and just let it go. Because trust me, like, once you really tap into learning how to be present, and you're going to get that sense of like peace and calmness and just so much more fulfillment in your life from just living in the present moment. So that is it for this podcast episode. I hope that you find it relatable, or that you find it helpful in your transition phase. If so, please make sure to show me some love and give me some star ratings in the podcast episode. Or if you're watching this on YouTube, then please make sure to give me a big thumbs up, and also to subscribe, so that way you can stay up to date for the latest podcast episodes. And then also too, on the podcast app, make sure that you follow the podcast so you can stay up to date as well. So that is it. Thank you so much. Until next time. Bye.